The Grateful Crane, a Japanese folktale. Long ago, in a snowy mountain village, there lived a poor but kind young man named Yosaku, who made his living gathering firewood. One freezing evening, trudging home through the snow, he heard a desperate flapping and crying from a frozen field. A beautiful white crane lay caught in a hunter's trap, its wing bleeding as it struggled against the cruel cords. Yosaku knelt in the snow, gently freed the trembling bird, and tended its wound with strips of his own clothing. The crane circled 3 times over his head, crying out as if in thanks, then vanished into the falling snow. That very night, as the storm howled, there came a soft knock at the door of Yosaku's humble hut. A beautiful young woman stood in the swirling snow, begging shelter from the storm, and he welcomed her to his fire. She said her name was Zu, and as the days passed, the two fell deeply in love and became husband and wife. They were poor but happy, yet that winter was bitter, and soon they had barely enough rice to last the month. Then Zu spoke. She would weave cloth for him to sell, but he must promise never, ever to look at her while she wove. For 3 days and nights she worked behind the paper screen, and the soft clack of the loom never ceased. At last she emerged, pale and thin, holding a bolt of cloth so beautiful it seemed woven from snow and moonlight. In town, a wealthy merchant gasped at the fabric and paid a small fortune in gold for it, demanding more. Zu wove a second bolt, and again the merchant paid handsomely, but each time, she grew paler and weaker. The merchant pressed Yosaku hard, 1 more bolt, and he would pay enough gold to last them a lifetime. Though he saw how weary his wife had grown, Yosaku asked once more, and gentle Zu agreed, reminding him again of his promise. As the loom clacked through the night, a strange unease crept over Yosaku. What was she weaving with, when they had bought no thread? Unable to resist any longer, he slid the paper screen open just a crack and froze at what he saw. At the loom sat no woman, but a white crane, plucking its own soft feathers one by one and weaving them into the shining cloth. The crane turned its head, and its dark gentle eyes met his, and in that instant, the secret was broken forever. Zu stood before him in human form one last time, confessing softly, she was the crane he had saved in the snowy field. She had come to repay his kindness, but now that he had seen her true form, she could no longer remain in the human world. Handing him the final, most beautiful bolt of cloth, she stepped into the snowy dusk, became a white crane, and rose into the sky. The crane circled 3 times over the little hut and was gone, and Yosaku kept her last cloth all his days, a tale of kindness repaid, and a promise broken. Like, comment, subscribe, and watch the next tale.